Morning, folks, and welcome back, or welcome to my first morning back in Kuala Lumpur. I'm on the hunt for breakfast this morning. It's a little after 9 o'clock. I'm getting a later start than normal because I was exhausted by the time I got here yesterday. Normally when I fly to Malaysia, I'm flying from North America, which is a really long trip. No matter which way you go. You can either go through Europe or across the Pacific. Either way, it's long. So I thought that flying from Vienna to Kuala Lumpur would be a lot shorter. And of course, it is. But for some reason, it still feels just as tiring. My route took me from Vienna to Abu Dhabi, and then from Abu Dhabi to Kuala Lumpur on Etihad Airlines. I keep looking at the ground here because, as you know, I'm back in KL, which is a urban hikers obstacle course. And I never know where I'm going to step in a hole, finding a gratuitous level change like a step or just a drop off. So that's why it looks like I'm looking all over the place, because I am. I'm making my way to the Masjid Jamek area of town to see if my favorite restaurant, the FS Nasi Kandar, is still open. As I was coming here yesterday, I noticed that a lot of the smaller restaurants and shops were either closed or just not reopened yet, which is quite surprising. Little restaurant shop houses are very popular here in Malaysia. So I was quite surprised to see that some of them look like they've been just boarded up and shuttered, probably won't reopen. But anyway, I hope the FS Nasi Kandar, that's the name of it, it's down next to the Masjid Jamek area. And if it's open, I hope to get my first Roti Telur after 2 years, 3 months. As I mentioned earlier, Kuala Lumpur is a wonderful city to walk around in if you're aware of some of the hazards that you're going to find along your way. But there are a couple of things that I'm relearning. The traffic moves on the left, so you have to remember to look to the right. But it's always a good idea to look both ways, no matter what you're doing when you're crossing the street. Right now, the weather is a lovely 29 degrees with 93% humidity. So it's quite uncomfortable to be outside. But as far as an urban hiker is concerned, this is paradise. Over there behind all those trees is the entrance to the Eco Rimba, which is the jungle within the city limits. You may remember that from a video I made with Lady Aisha, which you can click on the link at the top of the screen and watch that one if you want. Walk, don't walk discipline here is not as strong as it was in Europe. The signals are very long, especially on busy roads. And the weather, for most people that work in a city, they work inside air-conditioned offices, so being outside, waiting for the crosswalk signal to change is unbearable. So a lot of people just run for it. Something I'll have to keep in mind. I don't know whether they changed owners or just changed the name, but this place is now called Nasi Kandar KL Express, formerly known as FS Nasi Kandar. It looks the same inside though. So I'm going to go in and see if I can get some Roti Telur. This is a little bit different from the way I remember it. It looks a little bit more upscale. They do have Roti Telur though. So that's what I got. So after 2 years and 3 months, I'm going to be having my first Roti Telur. Oh, thank you. And at first they brought me the dish without any utensils, which is the traditional style of eating it. You just use your fingers. But then, for some reason, he brought over 2 forks. But I'm going to try to do it the usual way, or the traditional way. That is, if the bread isn't at nuclear temperature. It is hot. I may have to resort to the forks. The traditional way, of course, is not to make such a mess of it. The curry sauce is wonderful. I did try to film my trip from Vienna to here. You know, the 2 flights that I had. I'm just going to chalk that up as being an unsuccessful attempt at making a video. There are some good shots, good clips of the trip, but generally speaking, there's not enough there to actually tell a story. So you might see bits and pieces of the trip, but there won't be a video about the trip itself. The prices have gone up a little bit in that shop. 7 ringgit 70 cents as opposed to what it used to be, 5 ringgit 50. So inflation has hit Malaysia a little bit. Also, there was not a mask in sight in that joint. My kind of place. That building there, I think, will soon be the tallest building in the world. It's not finished yet. And from the crane on top, it looks like it's still going up. I'm using Google Maps right now to navigate my way back to the place where I'm staying. I think I mentioned in a couple videos back that Google Maps was in the doghouse. But I have since fixed it. It was all because of some of the settings that I had set on my phone where it was not functioning the way I wanted it to. But now that it's working properly, Google Maps is my go-to navigation for walking. If I'm driving, of course, I still use Waze. But I haven't driven a car in almost 2 years, so I'm not concerned with that. Well, I'm back. And the good news is the temperature has dropped to 28 degrees and the humidity has plummeted to 73%. Can I tell the difference? No. Anyway, more later. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe by clicking my face over there on the left. That's it for today. I'll show myself out.